This is the victory music because the Knicks have won tonight against the Washington Wizards and clinched a berth in the NBA's postseason, man. Knicks taking on the Wizards at MSG, and this Wizards team was down a lot of their stars. No Beal, no Kristaps Porzingis, the unicorn, and no Kyle Kuzma, but Hooper's hoop. And this Wizards team was giving the Knicks that work in the first half. They had Corey Kispert out there looking like Reggie Miller. No defense. Knicks giving up a ton of threes, and the defensive effort was just lackluster. But in the second half, the Knicks would recover quite nicely. Obi Toppin, Quentin Grimes leading the way. The Knicks would outscore the Wizards by a score of 65-48 in the second half, locking it down and locking down a win and a berth in the postseason, man. Wizards did a good job, especially in the first half, of taking the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hands, making the Knicks make plays outside of Brunson. And they were having their way. Wizards would take a 8-point lead going into the half. But as is usually the case, when a team is down so many of their star players, you figure attrition would set in eventually. The Knicks still had the better team. They had the better players. And if they brought their A game or something close, they would be able to ultimately take over and win the game. And they did that. And there were a number of positive contributions in this game. You had 4 Knicks with more than 20 points. I got to shout out Obi. I got to shout out Quentin Grimes. And obviously, Brunson is Brunson. But, for me, Obi Toppin playing in Julius Randle's absence, this is his time to take advantage of those minutes. Be aggressive. Attack the glass. Don't just settle for 3-point shots. He's 3 of 8 from downtown. He's 9 of 15 from the field. 4 assists from Obi. I thought the ball movement all the way around was great. 31 assists for the Knicks for the game, and they really turned things around in the third quarter with 11 assists. They had 11 assists, and they forced 8 turnovers. So as they started locking down, they started getting easier opportunities. But great job by Obi. And look, Quentin Grimes, man, continuing to shoot the ball well, continuing to play well. He is ticking upward as the Knicks head into the postseason. 27 points for Quentin Grimes, 6 of 11 from downtown, 9 of 17 from the field with 5 assists, Al. Great job by these 2 Knick draft picks in particular, man.
The Knicks are playing critical basketball right now. They had to lock in a playoff spot, didn't need to slip, and they did that. And guys who needed to step up, stepped up. So good win, solid all-around win. But I think for me, man, the only takeaway is that 2 games that we're watching a different pace to this team without Julius Randle. And this is not throwing shade at Julius Randle. This is not doing anything towards that. But I hope that Thibodeau is taking notes, because I think this is going to be something that could be useful in the postseason. You're still going to need Julius Randle, no doubt about it. You need you need a second isolation scorer. You need somebody out there next to Brunson to help. Not trying to say that. Mm-hmm. But to throw off opponents, to show them something different. When you see this team, you heard what Donovan Mitchell said last game, without Julius Randle, he said, without Julius Randle, they're pushing the pace. Right? Obi, quick, Josh Hart, Brunson, they all like to do that. Mm-hmm. So use that to your advantage into the postseason, because it just makes the game that much easier. That's the one thing I want to say as a takeaway from these past 2 games. And, get Obi more minutes if you can. Figure out how to get Obi more minutes, because we can see that he can contribute in some sort of fashion.
It'll be interesting to see how they approach it in the postseason. But you can bet that at the very least, the second unit will change that tempo up and go out there and play fast. And that is one of the key strengths of this team right now, is that second unit. Even though Quickly started today, 22 points, 6 boards, 5 assists for Quick. Once he moves back into that with that second unit, you have Hart. You have Hartenstein, who, once again, a good solid game for Hartenstein. 9 points, 8 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals for Hartenstein, 1 block. So he got after it across the stat sheet. Second unit is going to be a formidable 5 as they head into the postseason. I'm just curious, because Ian Begley had dropped a report earlier today that the Knicks supposedly are not settled on their playoff rotation as yet. Now, I don't know if that's gamesmanship trying to throw off the Cavs or whoever they may see in the first round, or if that's legit where Tibbs wants to see how that looks, because I think part of the reason you didn't see Obi in that second quarter was I think Tibbs wants to get a longer look at Hart running small with Hart with that second unit, Hart at the 4, to see how that looks. So
didn't look good, man.
Yeah.
It didn't look good in that second quarter, and I'm happy to see that Obi got to finish the game. Like, he played both quarters. Once he went back in, he did not check back out. And, I mean, he should be fresh enough to go do it because he's only been getting 12 minutes. So it's nice to see that he got 30 minutes tonight. And, look, I think this is why I'm saying, like, I hope Tibbs is taking notes, because you got to be able to know when to adjust. The one thing I like to go back to is when I think about when the Warriors won their first championship, you know, David Lee got injured earlier that season, and it opened up the door for Draymond Green to enter, right? But who was the critical guy to help win that championship? It was David Lee. So it's just being able to know when to make the adjustment, how to utilize the guys that you have on your bench. And for somebody like Obi, for somebody like Grimes, like you see Grimes getting more touches, right? And it's like, oh, look at his game. It's starting to open up when he starts to get more touches. All I'm saying is just be a little bit more creative on offense, which, in all honesty, the last 2 games has been very creative on offense. So I like how everyone's cutting off ball, looking for Obi, like where he's cutting baseline. You're starting to see guys curling around around pin down. So I like stuff like that. You're seeing Hartenstein, like, whew, the passes by Hartenstein, man. It's starting to open up.
Those high post
starting
passes.
to open up.
Opening
and
up.
You're starting to see that Hartenstein's closing games, right? You see that. So all I'm saying, and I think Tibbs is figuring that out, and he's starting to say, you know what? We have some guys here that can make a difference. Let's see what else they can do. So I like that. I like that today.
So look, right? We 6-2 without RJ on the season. You know, this ain't no RJ slander. You know, he had a good game. Let's call it spade a spade. We got to be real here, man. 2 of our most ball-stopping players, RJ and Randall, wasn't playing tonight. You see 4 people and having 20, man. 4 people having 20. Like, this is no coincidence. Obi got the combined minutes of RJ and Randall. He shows up. RJ, you on the hot seat, bro. These last 3 games are real important for you. Let me switch the subject a little bit, you know.
Okay. It's your show.
I want to talk about somebody right now because this is prevalent. I want to say something about Mitchie. Let me tell you something about Mitchie, because Mitchie, he ain't no snitching.
Okay.
I love Mitchie not playing these 4th quarter minutes. I love it. We know we have the Cavs. We're gonna get that 5th seed. He needs to be fresh and have his stamina ready for Jared Allen and Mobley out there, man.
Okay.
I'm so happy. Let me get to another point real fast. You know, cue the Wu-Tang Triumph instrumental all the way down to the Ghostface verse. You know, we in the playoffs. I was expecting this. Hot take. If the Hawks can make it to the Eastern Conference Finals about 2-3 years ago, if they can make it, you see, Tibbs said something very important in this post game. The people that last in the NBA down the stretch in the playoffs are the balanced teams, the teams that could do everything. The Knicks teams could play defense, they could shoot, they could play fast, they could play slow. They got their ballers. You could put their ball in their hand. You know, I know JB is one of them. I don't know about Randall. You got to prove it to me. But JB is one of them. I do not see us being an easy out in the playoffs, man. Shout out.
I like that call. I thought that was a 5-star call, man. Rate that call in the chat. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. Great show, bro. Great show, everybody in the chat. Great show, all the mods. Great show. Chuck DTM, man, all the mods in the chat. Remember that the show's available in audio podcast format, man. Never have a reason to miss it. Catch it on all major podcast platforms. Salute to the replay gang. Go to manscaped.com, use promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. Go to prizepicks.com and use promo code KFTV for an instant deposit match of up to $100. Al, great show. I'm out of here. We see you tomorrow for Knicks Weekly, man. Peace.